All right, we're live now. Hey everybody, welcome to another live Wicked Horror Show. Sorry for the late start. We've had some technical difficulties. I'm Kevin, as always. I'm joined by Tony has nine fingers.
What is going on, people?
And Tony, would you like to introduce our special guest?
Sure. The writer and director of the upcoming horror film Dorothy, The Haunting of Oz. We have Elijah Alvarez on. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you guys?
Pretty
Besides the
good.
technical difficulties, we're doing pretty good.
It can only get better from here, right? I
Exactly.
You
just jinxed
hope.
us. I totally jinxed us.
Yeah.
But
That means the whole thing's just gonna turn.
yeah.
We're
Just
all gonna end
boom.
up in Oz by the end of this thing.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
shit.
Well, that's where we should be. So yeah,
Got
tell us a little bit about this. I was gonna try to play the trailer, but I
it.
don't have the ability to do so tonight.
Yeah.
And I know
So
Sergio, who's going to be in the chat, is going to ask for the trailer, but we won't have it. Sorry, Serge. But yeah, tell us a little bit about this. And this is your full, your feature length directorial debut, right?
yeah, this film is it's my feature length debut. The synopsis for the movie is pretty much the film is set on Halloween night in Marin County, California, so Northern California. It's set on a college campus, the movie, and really what it's about these a group of college student athletes, right, basketball players. They're facing athletic injury, but while they're facing and they're going through this athletic injury, they're also dealing with the Wicked Witch, Dorothy, all these iconic characters that basically they really kind of run amok on this college town. But the film also is very character driven and kind of shows the struggles that these student athletes go through.
Nice. And what was it like? So, what inspired you to? I mean, you're a younger guy. I don't know if you are you a college student.
Yeah,
So was the college sports thing, is that something
yeah.
that's personal to you? And then
I
like where did
think
the Wizard of Oz come into play?
I think it was interesting. It was both the Wizard of Oz, that whole concept, because we've seen it done right, different adaptations. But I think I really kind of enjoyed. I kind of lean towards the fact that I feel we've had darker adaptations for Wizard of Oz, but I haven't seen like a film go full on kind of nightmare fuel horror, which is kind of what I wanted to lean towards. That was like the initial thought. Like I'll be like, oh my god, wow, like I can do something crazy with these characters, and make it like crazy. But then the other angle of it was the college athletic injury aspect of the film. I haven't really seen like in film or like movies, um, you know, media talking about when young athletes deal with career-ending injuries before their lives have started. When it's when that sport has been the one thing they've known their whole life. That's something I really kind of lean towards. And yeah, so initially they both were their own separate ideas, but then I thought about it and I'm like, oh wow, like what if I put in like these Oz characters into this world that's already pretty like going for realism, and then kind of munch it up together. And yeah, I was just like, when I was going through the scripts, like before production, I'm like, wow, I feel like it could work, and it could be something totally different. That's kind of like unexpected.
And that's what we need, is something that's different. And
Yeah.
looking at the trailer, and again, Sergio's in the chat. So hey Serge. We don't have the trailer, but the trailer is viewable on YouTube.
hmm
Um, and people can just search for the title and get the trailer, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You can search it on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel. It's on IGN movie trailers. And then if you just Google it online, like just a bunch of stuff will like pop up for it.
Yeah, yeah, you're getting a lot of press, which is pretty cool too. Like there's a little bit of a buzz behind it, which is good for your feature length directorial debut to have some buzz behind your movie already. It's pretty sick.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm excited. I feel like for the with some of like the buzz around the film, it's right, it's good cuz I don't want to like I love like marketing, and I like how um it's there's like my witch, for instance. I feel like in the film, when audiences and people are going to watch it, people are really going to be really like, whoa, like just because the actress in this film, she really kind of like gave it her all, and it's really like some unsettling stuff. So I'm excited for people to just watch like her performance because it's I feel like it could really pop out.
Yeah, and
And
even
sorry, go
even
ahead, Tony.
I was gonna say even before. I mean, I saw it on Instagram. I saw it on TikTok. The horror community is already behind it.
Hmm.
So when you get that, because there's some movies that come out and no one knows, and it's just
Right.
like, okay, well, it kind of this one came out of nowhere, but your movie, it's getting that that rush beforehand. So
Hmm.
when it does come out, people are going to be like, okay, this is a movie I've been waiting for and stuff. And the one thing I must say is we're getting, I guess, an influx of these things that you wouldn't expect to be in horror movies. Like you're doing Dorothy, we have the Pooniverse where it's like Winnie the Pooh and Bambi and all that stuff. So, at one point in time you had a rush of clowns, you had a whatever. This is the time of those like Steamboat Willie and all that
Right.
stuff. And it's just like, what would it be to have all these like childhood, stories turned in, upside down and turned into, horror versions. So, I think you're hitting while the what is it, Iron's Hot or whatever.
Yeah, no, those films definitely. I don't know if you guys saw Pinocchio Unstrung. It just came out,
Not
but
yet. I saw the
it was
trailer for it, but
yeah. It's I love that film's amazing. Like the director Reese who did the Winnie the Pooh films.
mhm.
I love like the this concept of that, and like for me, those films really kind of like inspired me because it's right. It started off like independent, and I love the idea that you can have a cool concept that can hook people. But then for me, it's like I wanted to think like, okay, what if I do like a cool concept like that, but then I add like human drama, like character driven storytelling, emotional, and just kind of to see what that is. Cause I feel like I haven't seen it in a lot of like those kinds of films where it's like super, a little bit emotional, you know?
Mm.
Yeah. We actually had some of the people behind the Winnie the Pooh movies on the show.
Right.
Um, and they did the Peter Pan,
Yeah.
Neverland
the Peter Pan
Nightmare.
one as well. And we had them on for that. But they were the same people that were involved in the Winnie the Pooh movies. And yeah, it's say what you want about the movies, they put their all into them. Like, and
Exactly.
I enjoyed the Winnie the Pooh movies, but the Peter Pan one I really enjoyed.
Hmm.
So I'm looking forward to seeing the Pinocchio one for sure.
And then the Bambi one, to tell you the truth, for what it was, definitely I wasn't I didn't know what to expect going into it, and it
Uh,
was definitely a lot different than I expect because it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, have well, if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out
yeah.
because it's
I
definitely
want to
better.
watch it. That's the one I haven't seen. I've seen all of them, but I haven't seen Bambi.
Yeah, that would surprisingly, I was, going into it.
Hmm.
I heard the second Winnie the Pooh one was good because I watched the first one. It was a
The
little
second one's
iffy,
definitely better than the first one.
and the second one I heard
The
good
first one I
things.
didn't think was horrible by any means.
And then the Peter Pan one definitely took it in a different direction and stuff. But yeah, I mean, like I said, with these kind of stories coming together, it's just like, okay, well, if you can tell something different than we're so used to, because I mean, the other like Dorothy or Wizard of Oz movie that I remember growing up with was Return to Oz, which
Yep.
was very, very
Yeah.
disturbing. It wasn't
Right.
supposed to be disturbing, but even now, watching it as an adult, it's like
Right.
there's scenes in that movie that really like that.
Yeah.
The scene where she has the room full of heads,
Yeah.
and then she
Hmm.
goes to get the key, and everyone starts screaming. It's like, how is this a kids movie? Because there's
Yeah.
Yeah.
disturbing scenes in this thing. So like the different adaptations. So this
Right.
one is completely different. So I'm excited for it.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Yeah, Return to Oz is like if I've seen so many just TikTok edits on it and like on IG, like it's like so unsettling. Sound and what's crazy, I think it's Disney, but that's
It
insane.
is, yeah,
Yeah, it's
and it's
wild.
one of those things where, like I said, it was supposed to be, a sequel, and it's supposed to be, a family friend, and then you watch part of it, and you're just like, this is
Yeah.
very disturbing, and it's like, yeah,
Right.
didn't hit whatever mark you were trying to, but it's still
Oh,
classic. I still love it, but
right. No,
it's
exactly.
you're watching it and you're like, I'm disturbed by this movie. So
So, where are you at in the production of the film? Is it done or is it?
Yeah, so the film it's in late post production. So a final cut for the film is probably going to be done by early mid September. It'll for sure picture's going to be locked. I'm still editing like a few scenes, and just trying to make sure it's everything like everything it's how I sequenced it for like the editing. Just because of like there's so many like different scenes and like characters. Because like for this film it's since it's set on a college campus, I really kind of looked into like American Graffiti by George Lucas and how that movie has like a lot of students, right? They're all high school age. This film kind of does that too, but for college students. So just want to make sure like all of that's wrapped and like they all kind of have like their arcs, and just trying to make sure that's like good, you know.
Yeah, nice. And then is there any talk about like what the step is after it's done? Like, do you have distribution lined up already, or is
Yeah.
it?
So pretty much once my final cut's done, in like mid September, I'm gonna just send it to a bunch of distribution companies that want to take a look at it. And then yeah, and then it'll go from there. Some of these companies, they also they do horror, they specialize in horror, but then these other ones also specialize in like other genres. But what I really want to do is like find someone that prioritizes like the horror community because I feel like I mean, it was made for like horror fans, right? And it's because it embraces so many elements, of, like even like classical horror movies, and like I love all that. And it's yeah, I just want to. I feel like it has to be that. It has to be targeted for the horror audience. And
Nice. So, are you a longtime horror fan? Yeah, or
yeah, I mean, I've been like my first horror movie I ever saw it was Get Out. I was like
Mm.
17, so I mean, I like relatively new, but like I don't know. I think that movie just changed like a lot for me in terms of just how you could write these kinds of films. Like, right, they could be super psychological, and you could make them fun, and you can put so many jokes in it and still keep like a nice balance. So like, I really like I love that movie.
yeah. No, that movie's a good one for sure. Now,
now,
have you gone back and like looked at older horror
Oh
movies
yeah,
since
yeah,
then?
yeah.
Yeah.
So basically Get Out was like that was the first horror film I saw. Then I went to like the classics like slashers. I did 80s movies, 70s movies. Like all then I went back to yeah, all of it. And like even like the Grindhouse films, I like those. Those are
Oh
pretty
yeah.
sick.
Those are always fun.
Yeah.
They're fun and they're just grimy and
Right. No, and
like
I
made
love the
for
look
next to
of
no
them. Like
money
it's
and
just dirty and it's yeah, it's sick.
yeah.
now, filming, was it everything you expected? Because there's people that have, made movies for years, and each project is its own,
Oh yeah.
brings its own, problems and joys and stuff.
Right.
Now, anybody that's listening who might want to make their first film, like, tell everybody what you expected to what it actually turned into. Like, were you like walking into it being like, okay, there's going to be certain things I got to look for? Or when you went into it, you kind of went into it blind? Like, how did it all work for you?
Yeah, I would say, for this film, the process really, I would say, because I've done a bunch of shorts, right, growing up. I've always kind of been into like filmmaking, but when it was, like time to shoot this, really the one thing that you kind of learn on the fly and you kind of have to just adapt to is like time management. Really making sure that you're not, because since this is independent filmmaking, right? You don't have endless resources, and you don't have like, and I like to say it like this too. Everyone, regardless of resources, all have the same amount of time, right? Maybe you have less time than a studio film, but I think where you manage your time is really important, right? Because let's say also too another thing is I think for like time management, let's say I wanna the key is don't if you got a really important scene or just a scene in general you really an emotional beat, I would say do not rush shooting that scene even though you might feel like you have to. Like prioritize what you want with the scenes you want to shoot, right? Like allow yourself and give yourself time and not trying to rush through production because then you're not going to make quality, right? Like you're there, everyone's there. You have everyone like the crew and the actors So, give it like your best effort, and you don't have to rush it,
Nice. Now with the casting, you said that the witch put out a an awesome performance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was it a bunch of people you knew that you got in, or was it like a mixture of both? It's like, hey, I go to college. If you want to get into a movie, sign up
Um,
for it, or is
yeah,
it like you?
yeah. So pretty much a lot of the actors, like the main leads, I'd say, I had to just put in through like a bunch of different like auditions, send out like casting calls on like different websites, even like on Instagram, and then yeah, kind of just screen a bunch of people for, I would say, the main like the student athlete roles. I really kind of had people, read for it a lot, different kinds of people, just because I had a specific way I wanted the actors to portray the characters I had written. Same thing with the witch. I think the witch, like once you guys watch the film, she's plays a really important role like in the whole plot of the movie. Not just from an antagonist perspective, but just from like the whole, like even like in an emotional perspective, like on some of the student athletes' lives. So it's really about trying to find an actor that can do the creepy stuff, do the crazy stuff, but then also have some of that extra, have some of the like have presence, right? Like it's you see good scare actors, but it's a different kind of thing when you could be good at like being a good scare actor versus having like a screen presence. It's two different things.
Well, that's good to hear that you have like a good character development, because nowadays you get you know, movies where that's lacking, where it's one of those deals where it's just like you're watching it and you don't care if the person
Right.
dies or not, because it's like, really, I didn't even know what the person was about, so I
Exactly.
wouldn't care. So having character development, if so and so ends up, dying in the movie, it's like, oh, now I have an emotion about it, whether it's good or bad or whatever. But then,
Exactly.
there's some movies where it's just like, oh, another death. Okay, there you go. So it's good to hear that there's a lot encompassing it, not only just the plot, but also the characters that go with the plot. So
Yeah, and it's like I feel like you said it, like it's even when I'm watching like even just movies that are like non-genre, just a regular drama, it's like I if I'm not like I want to root for the character I'm watching because it makes me more like locked into the movie and I'm more paid attention and I'm like looking for things, right? Because I'm like, wait, why are they doing this? Like it's it just makes them more interesting, right? And I feel like with film, like you said, I feel like a lot of modern films, they kind of lack in that. Where like making us care about characters, right? I feel like Hollywood used to be the best at it, like back in the day. Like you could like all the iconic characters. If you look on the top 50 list, they're all from like the 70s to 80s and like it's like 90s. Like it's lacking now, but it's yeah. I think at the end of the day, it's like I want to watch people that are like complex, because it's like it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
well, you opened up a whole can of worms, because I'm very biased, but I'd say like the '90s were the last decade. I mean, part of the
Right.
2000s, but nowadays it's
I know.
you get sprinkled in really good movies. But like the '90s was that decade that ended where it was just like every year you're hitting on like 20 movies where you could be like, oh, this is like a timeless classic. Nowadays it's like, okay, that one was all right. This one was really good. That one was okay.
Right.
This one was all right. So it's like
You just
opening up a
we
can of
have
worms for
more and
sure.
more movies now. Like that's the thing is there's so many movies now.
I know.
Um,
Yeah,
compared
but
to
you would think
compared to
that
back then
like
though.
you
Like
would
You'd
a
think
lot
hit
of
they'd
on
be
a lot
better.
more. Yeah,
you would think they would, but because it's easier now for people to make a movie than it was
Right.
back then.
Exactly.
So you think about like the year that like Pulp Fiction came out and like the other movies that came out that year, and it was a stellar year. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
but you look at this year, and it's like, yeah, there's some great movies that came out this year, but then there's like a billion other movies that came out. Like, look at all the streaming services, look at everything. Like, and it's so hard to keep up with everything, and it's so easy for a movie to get lost in the shuffle.
Very true.
So it's tough for filmmakers, but the best thing to do is make a solid movie, make something with good character development. So you want people to care about your characters, like you said, and There's, don't get me wrong, there's some like high quality like gore movies out there and schlock and stuff like that too. But do those all stand the test of time? No.
Right.
But a well-made movie is a well-made movie no matter when it was made. You know,
Very
that's why I
true.
still love movies like Casablanca and stuff like that because the movie's just made really well. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a billion years old,
Well,
but
I mean, in those decades, it was more, they didn't have the luxury of having, all this technology. Back then, it was the acting that made the movie because
right,
they didn't really have much. You have black and white,
right.
regular
But even
background.
even still, like looking at everything that's happened since the year 2000 when it comes to movies and stuff, and like how much things have changed since the pandemic, even
Yeah.
like things have changed so much, like in film and in television, things have changed so much. So it's tougher. That's part of the reason we do this show, though, is to get the word out for, you know, independent filmmakers, so that way people check out their stuff because it's
Yeah.
easy to be mixed in the shuffle.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Exactly.
how long did it take you to actually, film the thing? You said you have, everything is pretty much in post. So, how
Mhm.
long from beginning to end did it take you to film it?
I would say it took about 3 to 4 months. So we did probably 3 months, and this is off and on, right? It's never right because especially because I was in like university. We kind of wrapped. I want to say we wrapped in March of this year, and then some of the shooting in March was some like pickup shots. So I'd kind of say that we filmed like the entirety of it, January, February, but the March was kind of just like the pickup shoot dates.
Now, is most of the cast like college aged people?
Yeah, yeah. Most of the like all the lead actors, I'd say they're all like college age. So they're all like 19, 21, 22. It's really that's another reason why I'm so excited because it's like I feel like that's not something that's something rare for now in like film. I feel like the latest thing I saw that was really like targeted like people closer to my age but they're still kind of older. Obsession, right? I
Mm,
feel like they're
yeah.
all early 20s, mid 20s. Um yeah, and I feel like I think the reason too why people really like flock to go watch that film was because a lot of the people, my Gen Z, right, my generation, I feel like they were seeing themselves in that film, right? Like, and I think that's like that can't be understated because it's when you watch, especially like my generation, we grew up with TikTok and the internet, social media, never seeing ourselves like on the big screen, right? TV is different, like on film, like in a movie. I think it says something about like what young people like want to watch, like in the movies.
Well, especially too, a lot of the times for certain movies, it's like this person is 19, but it's played by a 35-year-old man,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah,
you look at it and you're just like, yeah,
I
okay,
was thinking like the old Beverly
that
Hills
person's a
90210,
college
where
age
like
person.
everyone was like
right.
in their 30s on Beverly Hills 90210, and
Yeah.
they're supposed to be high
No,
school.
that's like in American Graffiti, Harrison Ford. I think he was like 31, 32, and he's
Yeah, yeah,
playing high
yeah.
schooler. Yeah.
But
So you
it also, when you mentioned Obsession, I was just like, I liked Obsession, but I didn't like it as much as some people liked it. And I'm like, I think I'm showing my age. Because
which is
I also saw Backrooms, and
Hmm.
I liked Backrooms a lot more than some people liked Backrooms.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And I'm like,
I'm
and
the
again,
opposite on that one because the back rooms, that one it just was a little
I liked it. That's
different
why
for
I
me.
liked it. It was
It's
so
super
different. I
different.
liked it.
It's super different. It's bold. It's definitely bold.
It was weird. That's why I liked it. It was
And
just,
that
just
and
yeah,
that's the thing with Obsession because usually when things are way too overhyped is when I watch it and I'm like, what did people like?
no,
And for me,
I get why people liked it a lot. I get why
same. To
people
tell
did.
you the
Yeah,
truth,
yeah,
I liked it a lot more than I was expecting to,
same.
Right.
because it was just like I watched it and I'm like, because what was it? What was that one movie that was?
The Witch.
No, well that was just timepiecey. I didn't like it. But
Right.
Hmm.
what was the one with the STD?
Oh, It
Oh,
Follows.
It Follows, where everybody was hyping that thing up, and then you didn't like it more than me, but
I
I
hated
watched it
it.
and I'm just like, how is this like the greatest movie in years? And what
Yeah,
I'm like, what are
it
you
did nothing for
watching?
me.
It's like, what are you? But that's why with Obsession, I was very surprised because everyone was talking about it, and it's like, okay, let me set this back because like you know on TikTok, teenage girls were like reviewing the movie, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
where are these people coming from? It's like you have your
exactly. They're
horror.
they're coming. It's like it's literally. It's like they're literally they come out of nowhere, and
Mm,
it's like when they embrace it, and that trips me out because it's. I feel like it's like the first hit film for like my generation.
mm.
Well, it is, right? I mean, and
It's
then you had backrooms after, but it's wild. It's crazy to see it play out like in real time, like with the
Hmm.
internet.
yeah.
I did like it, but it was one where I was like, I get it, but I'm like, it was good, but I didn't love it, kind of
Right.
deal. I mean, it's a movie I would watch again. I did have to give my wife a warning. I'm like, because if there's ever any harm to animals or whatever, I'm like, it's
Yeah.
totally a fake cat,
Mm.
um, but there was a cat scene. So she's just like, all right, I won't watch it. Um,
Well, since that, I think that girl got cast for the new X-Men movie. I'm
oh,
pretty
really?
sure.
That'd
But
be interesting.
with this, now when you were writing it, did you have anyone in mind? Like you're like, oh, this person I know would make a perfect whatever, or was it just writing it and then you're like, hey, I'll cast people, and whoever I see fit kind of fits in there. Like,
Yeah, I definitely yeah. So pretty much, I would say the whole cast. I had like I literally knew none of the main actors before like we started rolling. So it was really kind of I have an idea like a specific way and attitude I want these characters to have these students to make them feel real. But then it's like when I was auditioning different actors, I was really kind of like okay. Um, I know that an actor is going to bring their own sense to the role, um, and I want to see how it's going to look. So it's like at the end of the day, it's since this whole art form is all collaborative. It's allowing people to have freedom and giving people the freedom to embrace the character and also add whatever it is they're going to add to it. I want to see it, right, and it's a good thing because it's once you watch like when I'm watching the footage when I'm editing it, it's like wow, it's like they're doing a take they're saying my dialogue, which is what I want, but they're also putting in their own kind of their own themselves in it, which is it's what I want because you can get lost in it and it's convincing, right?
now with the jump from doing short films, you said you did a couple to a full length.
Hmm.
Besides the timing, was there anything that caught you off guard with it? Because I know with short films, it's the I guess from 5 to 10 minutes. I forget exactly what
Yeah.
considers a short film, but how much different was it from going from that to a full length?
I would say the biggest difference is like just like when you're shooting a short, right? You're probably shooting it for a few days, right? Maybe a week at most, like if it's even that long. And it's for me, this I did like stamina, right? Like you need more stamina for a feature than you do a short, right? You need more. Everything kind of goes up, right? Like the focus goes up, the attention to detail, time, like all of it, it just goes up a notch because you're dealing with a longer runtime. So more pages, more scripts, more locations, um, right? With a short, you can get away with you could have one location or two locations, but with a feature, at least for me, I love even if it's like independent movies, like I love features where it's more than a house in the woods, right? More than the woods. Like I love just because it's like I want to see like real places, because it's like oh wow, it reminds me it's like somewhere I'd go, and it's cool seeing a movie of that instead of like the typical one location, one room thing, which could be done really well, but yeah, I just kind of I like different locations to add more of like a flavor, you know?
Keep it interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, since you sound like you had multiple hats on this film between directing, writing, sounds like you're editing. Speaking of different places, did you have anyone helping you with finding locations or whatever, or did you do all that yourself as well?
So I did have help with some of the locations, but I'd say like the majority of them definitely did it myself. Kind of scouted out beforehand. since the movie's set on Halloween night, I really kind of like I love low light lighting, like especially in filmmaking with like the gorgeous like bokeh. It's like that's I really kind of try to scout locations where there's available lighting, but then we also have all of our own lights. But I think it helps when you're not like going somewhere where it's just pitch black, you know. So,
Nice.
Now with the effects, I'm sure you have your amount of gore in here.
yeah.
Uh, who did you use for that, or did you do that yourself too?
No, I did not do that myself. I had two SFX artists, Lindsay and her name is Angela. They're both from LA. Really talented artists. Really, really talented. They specialize in the gore SFX. They used all kinds of stuff. And I think for like the practical, right, going practical versus CGI versus AI, of course, right? Never having that in a
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, it's true.
I think what people like, especially filmmakers that want to do these kinds of films, um, I think you got to understand it. It's gonna take longer, right? The filming process when you're dealing with practical, because it's you're waiting for setup and then you gotta. It's a lot of stop and go. So I think if a filmmaker wants to shoot that way, it's definitely worth it because it looks great on camera. But it is gonna take some time.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's what people want, and that's what
Yeah,
100%.
people respect the most. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if there's like little touch ups or something, or if there's like you can get by with like a little like, oh, we just need a little splurt, or whatever. Like, you know, I can understand that.
hmm
Most people can be okay with that, but if it's just like all that,
right.
people are like, oh, come on, But
Yeah,
no, they it's very forgiving. People are very forgiving too. Like even if something didn't come out perfect or whatever, they're like, hey, they went for it.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So it's good to hear.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the AI now, it's like, you know, whenever a movie comes out with a little bit, it gets run through the mud. What that one, Run with the Devil or whatever it was, that the one that was in the TV station, something with the devil, that
Oh,
had
oh,
hard
oh.
AI in it, and that got run through the mud for, you know,
But the only thing that was AI in that was like the commercial break things.
but
It's the only
they
thing. But
Yeah.
that movie was fantastic.
they
I
were.
don't care what
I
anyone
remember
says.
seeing
That movie
headlines
was
for that.
great. An
I
Evening with the Devil or something like that. It's on
Yeah.
Shutter. Um, yeah, that movie was great. It was great.
Yeah, but I know, you know,
But people were
Disney,
like up in arms about it. But it
but
was
it's also,
it was like graphics it was used for graphics and not
Okay.
for actual visual effects. It was like because it was supposed to look like 70s television like commercial breaks, and they did it like or like technical difficulties kind of deal, like that kind of stuff. But yeah, that movie was sick. Now I'm
but
gonna
it's
have to
also the
rewatch.
horror community, which is a beautiful
True,
place, but
very judgmental place.
exactly. It's like the
Yeah.
best of both worlds at the same
Yep.
time, but you got to
They'll be
take
there
it.
to cheer you on and then be like boo as soon as you walk by.
Yeah, but that's like I said, the horror community is a wonderful place and a horrible place at the same time because it's like you have your gatekeepers that it's like if it's not this way, then it's not a horror. It's like get out of here, you know. Like you were talking about before, you like taking we say it on. I think if you listen to every episode that we've done, I probably mentioned it 500,000 times. But I love when you can take two genres and kind of smash it together. So in yours, does it have that like not encompassing, but like comedy thrown in there? I
Oh
like
yeah.
when you can take
It's
a scene where it's like
right.
so intense, and then it's just broken up by something, and you're like, I don't know
Yes.
whether to laugh or cry or whatever at the same
Right.
time because it's like it breaks you. It's like, oh, up to this point, and then you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah, and no, I love that because it throws you when that stuff happens. It throws you off guard, right? It's like you're watching this creepy scene, horrifying scene, and then boom, it cuts to pure comedy, and then almost like an awkward dark humor comes out of it, which is like I love that stuff because it's that I feel like that is when you get the audience when they're watching something and they're just like, I don't know whether to like laugh or like not because this shit just happened before this, and I feel like that's perfect because it's like at the end of the day, it's like I love right like it's you have so many different kinds of like horror movies. You could do one where it's one tone the whole time, right? Those can be done really well. but I love like the genre, the horror genre movies where it's everything at once, right? That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why whenever people ask, they're like, "How could you like horror movies?" And it's just like, well, let's just say you don't get multiple versions of like a love story or a comedy or whatever. There's no like, horror movies. You have horror comedies, you have gore fest, you have slashers, you have thrillers, you have so many different versions of a horror movie. But every other genre, it's just like, nope, here's an action movie. Okay. And I guess you can have an action comedy or whatever, but it doesn't hit the
Yeah.
same. It's not,
That,
you know, horror is that one genre where there's so many tangents to it that it's
yeah.
just like, you can like this, and that's the beauty of it. You can like horror comedies and not like the gore fest, or you can like this and you can like sci-fi added to it, and it's fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
So, what would you say your favorite horror movie is? Are you going to go back to Get Out?
Oh, I'm gonna be. Oh, now low key, my favorite horror movie of all time, The Exorcist, the
Okay.
original. It has to be that. I think it's so iconic, and it's like the acting in that movie is crazy. Like it's I don't know. I feel like it just gives me chills. Like when I watch it, whenever I watch it, like it's like damn. What about
still
you
for
guys?
me, still for me, Exorcist is the scariest. But my favorite, the one that got me into the horror genre, is Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, I gotta watch it. I heard it's amazing. I need to check it out.
It's it's
I don't know if I would
80s
say amazing,
cheese.
but it's
It's
it's a
80s
movie.
cheese, but it's one of those movies where I'd like to say it holds up, but that's just coming from me. But I think it's one of those movies that people can watch and appreciate, because it's, to tell you the truth. I mean, the clowns that they use, they look pretty good, and
Yeah,
they
they
made a
do.
video game for it, and it's one of those things where came out in the 80s, and it looks better than some of the movies I've seen that came out
Oh,
the last couple years. So,
the-
you
it's
know,
the you know what it is too because I went to Universal, it's a City Walk like a week ago, and they had the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. They had the
Oh yeah.
toys and the dolls, like the life
mm,
size. And I was looking at, it, I'm like this, the images, the makeup design, it just pops right with the costume. Like it's I think that's too why that film's held up so well because like the images that they shot, and like you said, like it just stands out. And I think that's something where it's like that's all just that's just pure just genius, right? Like because someone designed all that, and it's
Yeah,
like
the
being able to make a
mask
visual pop out, right? I feel like that is like I love that, like in horror,
and
you know?
the masks they use like are just extremely detailed.
Yeah.
And then it's weird because then you find out that they just painted over them and used them in an
Ernest
earnest
Scared
scared
Stupid
stupid,
movie.
like an
Oh
earnest,
wow, are you
like
serious?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they use the same costumes for
And they
from.
just painted them like flesh color and used them
Yeah.
as the monsters for like another movie. But
Crazy.
it's crazy. But yeah, they're highly detailed. Like really impressive. Like I like that kind of detail and masks and stuff. I won't take that away from it at all. Like I haven't seen the movie in forever, so I can't say too much crap about it. But
But the thing is, for me, and it's one of those deals where name another movie like that, and I'd be very
right.
surprised, because it's one of those movies that
If you name
you
another movie like that, it's probably ripping off Killer Clowns from
exactly,
Outer Space. Yeah.
because it's just like you say that plot, and people are like, "The hell are you talking?" For the longest time, I was like, "Yeah, it's my favorite movie," and they're like, "What's it about?" I'm like, "Yeah, clowns come from outer space and they try to kill everybody, and they put them in cotton candy and big balls, and then the only way you can kill them is by popping their nose." And people are like, "The frick are you talking about?" I'm like, "It's a movie," and it's one of those deals where I like movies where they're not like anything else. Nowadays, you fall into the thing where it's just like, here's the plot of a movie, and I just named 15 movies, and you couldn't tell me what it is. That movie kind of stands alone.
Right.
My
No, and they're
favorite
like
movie
you
of
said,
all.
like forgettable. Some could be really like a lot of like it's
Hmm,
like you said, it's something that it's like you remember those image of those clowns, and you're describing it like off the top of your head, and it's like I feel like you can't do that with a lot of movies that come out now. You know?
exactly. And Kevin, we all know it, but what's your favorite
Oh,
horror
the Texas
movie?
Chainsaw Massacre
Oh,
from '74. But that's another one too, where if that was kind of like a a groundbreaking movie
Right.
that
That's that's up there.
they've imitated over and over again throughout the years since that movie came out. You
Hmm.
know, so
Yeah.
you can
Aren't they doing
describe
a
that movie
reboot?
and you can name a billion movies that are just like it. But
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing another. I mean, the funny thing is, the later as the movies go down, the gorier they get. Because I
yeah,
remember that was a movie that I wasn't around when it first came out, but the lore around it was banned in so many countries because they're like, oh man, there's so much gore and blood in this, and then
and
you
there's
watch the
none.
movie and there's nothing.
The only
It's the
blood that's in it is from when she gets cut from like pricker bushes when she's running
Right.
through the shrubbery.
So it's
That's
just
it.
one of those things where it's just like your mind plays tricks on you because
Yeah.
the one scene with the hook where he hooks her on
They
there,
don't actually
and
show
you
Yep.
anything.
in your head it's like, oh man, there must have been so much gore and whatever, and there's nothing.
Yep.
So, but
That's
yeah,
why it was
it
X-rated when it came out.
did it. Is that
Yeah,
what
it
it?
was X-rated when it came out.
And
No
that's
way.
crazy
That's insane.
Yeah,
because back then the ratings were so convoluted. Where you watch like a Disney movie that's rated PG, and they're like, besides saying like fuck, they're saying some pretty crazy language that nowadays would get you like PG-13 or maybe not an R, but definitely a PG-13 rating. And it's like PG or G, and you're like, oh,
I
what?
think that the standards were way different back
Oh,
then.
100%.
Yeah, they've changed quite a bit, like the film industry standards, like for
Oh
what
yeah.
the ratings, whatever, you know. Um,
So
but yeah,
with this one, we've had people on that it's like, okay, as they're filming their feature film, they have another lined up, either a sequel to it, or as you're filming it, you're like, oh, this idea came, and now I want to go and film another one. Do you have that? Do you have, like, as you were filming it, you're like, I can see a sequel for this, or you're like, okay, I have an idea for my next film. Do you have anything in the
Yeah.
works or in the pike?
I definitely have like a couple projects. For Dorothy specifically, I definitely can see this as two more films because of what we kind of how the film ended. We kind of like once people watch this movie, you can really see the different directions the story can go, with just how much the world there's because there's a lot of there's some sci-fi world building in this film, so you can really kind of tackle this different ways. So I definitely have like plans that I'd want to do for the sequel. Also, too, I wrote a hip hop horror movie slash like psychological thriller. That one I want to shoot that. I want to try to shoot that sooner rather than later. And then I also have a concept for a screen life horror movie. I'm a big fan of like the film Host. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I love Host. I have an idea and kind of in that realm, but something super meta and super like with the current times that I'd want to kind of shoot.
nice.
Well, that opens up a lot because you mentioned host, then you got like unfriended, then you
Yeah,
have like Spree is another one that was very
yeah,
interesting with Joe Keery or whatever from Stranger Things, where it's like now there's so much, you know in the 80s 90s whatever, there was only so much. Now you could do all these movies with technology. Like the one
right.
movie that I found interesting was Undertone, and it's
Oh,
like,
I feel Undertone was so underrated. I don't know what it
mm,
like. It was. Yeah, no, keep going. I'm sorry. I love
no,
Undertone.
no, but it's one of those things where you can take now technology and use it to, the umph degree. Because
Yeah,
now there's so much interesting stuff that you can do with it. Whether, I think one of the first things they had was using the iPhone. What is it, Unsane? Where they just did the whole
yeah,
movie on an iPhone. And it's like,
yep,
oh, okay, that's different. The way it's shot, the way it's whatever. But
right.
doing like a movie like this, or like, you know, the I guess not, the possibilities are endless or whatever, but it's very interesting what you can do with horror and technology. So
Well,
that'll be
just to
interesting to look
clarify,
at.
it it was an iPhone, but it was an iPhone using gigantic lenses and like just with an adapter. So it wasn't just like some guy like, oh yeah, I got to sorry, I got to film
Yeah,
call. I had to answer that. Yeah, it was. They were using an iPhone, but they had adapters to use like lenses and all that. But yeah, I enjoyed that movie as well. One of my favorite stand-up comics is in that movie, Robert Kelly, and that's the reason I watched it. And I was like, this whole thing was shot on an iPhone.
Yeah.
I had no idea until
Yeah, and
after I
that's
watched
that was Steven Soderbergh too, which is it's crazy because like I think he's done that also another time. He shot a I forgot the name of it. It was on Netflix. It was like a basketball film, but he shot it all like on iPhone, and it's crazy.
and that was
Now,
years ago.
Yeah,
To
that
see
was like
how far
that's the
the
old
cameras have
iPhone.
come in iPhones since then.
Hmm.
now with the thing is, you mentioning sequels to Dorothy. Uh, right now it's Dorothy. I don't know if the other characters will be in it, but it's one of those things where with the Wizard of Oz, you most people know that it's the movie from the what 30s or 40s, whatever.
39,
Was it
1939.
39?
Yep.
But with the books, there's so much more into it than
Right,
just your initial, cowardly lion and stuff like that. There's so much more encompassing to it that I don't know if you're going to delve into that or whatever, but with the Wizard of Oz line, there's so much that you can eventually get into. So you picked a
right.
good story to jump into.
Thanks. Yeah, there's so much lore to like expand on, and it's like what's fun is I can like pay homage to all that, and it's what's nice is I could hopefully keep it fresh with like the different genres I'm putting into it, because it's right it's not like a period piece, this film, right? It's set modern day, but I like to like it's so sick because I want to kind of see how people are going to react to where it's you're using like all this old iconic characters from like classic literature, but then you're weaving it into how people talk today, right? It's kind of like a what the hell kind of moment, but it's to me that's all fun, right? That's like the genre, that's like the horror genre, right? It's you're putting all these unexpected things and still paying homage to this, the classics,
You can always do a version of Return to Oz. Just saying.
Yeah, there you
Or
go.
The Wiz. You ever seen The Wiz?
Oh man,
Michael
I have not
Jackson
seen
and
the Wit. No, I have not seen the Wit.
So it's a musical.
Right.
Well, just like Wizard of Oz, but it's starring Michael Jackson
the
as the
Scarecrow.
Scarecrow. Yeah,
Scarecrow.
Oh
Scarecrow.
yeah, Scarecrow.
And yeah, who else is in it? I forget. I forget
Is his
everyone's name.
sister in it?
No,
I know it's
what's her
I can't
name
even
that
think.
plays Dorothy?
Yeah, I can't think.
I just covered a bunch of songs for it for Juneteenth through a band I'm in. Played Juneteenth. We did a bunch of songs from The Wiz. Diana Ross.
Oh man, sick.
Diana
I'm gonna.
Ross
You guys give
plays.
me 1 second, please. I'm just
Sure.
gonna charge my phone real quick. Let me
Okay.
just plug up.
Yep. So I just found out, Tony, we're playing Pride Worcester.
Okay, there you
So
go.
yeah, that's pretty big. That'll be fun.
Now is that through your work, or they
Nope.
just saw
No,
you and they're like, "Hey,"
no,
or
we
you
had to
signed up?
submit. You had to
Okay,
submit, so we submitted.
well that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll be wrapping up in a couple minutes anyways. So that way. I didn't realize you were on your phone. I was going to say you should probably plug in because because
Yeah.
that. Um, but but yeah. So are any of your short films available anywhere where people can check them out? Are they on your YouTube?
They're on my YouTube channel, Elijah Alvarez, also on my Vimeo too. Yeah, these are shorts are pretty much older. They're kind of stuff I did like around high school age too. And then also too, I kind of went on like a year and a half like hiatus from shorts. No, not from shorts, from like that kind of stuff. And I spent probably like 2020, I want to say 2024 to like early 2025 of just making different stuff and like experimenting. Never really put none of that out just because it was just more just trying to get better, like right, just perfecting like the craft. But yeah, that stuff. There's a lot of stuff too. It's like, but yeah, I think with this film, it's like nice because it's gonna be like a culmination of just everything I've learned, and I think like what I got better at, like as a filmmaker.
Nice. Nice.
Now, was there like a specific movie that you watched when you were younger that you're like, this is what I want to do? This is, you said you started with shorts. Was there that one movie that you're watching and you're like, this is, as I get
I don't
older,
like
this is
shorts.
what I
Yeah.
want to get into?
I would say for as a super young kid, like just because it was like so big, Avengers 1, that
Mm.
was like that blew my mind right in the theater. Saw it like 4 times. But then as I got maybe a little bit, like around 10, 11, 12, I think for that moment I had was when I watched Heat, by Michael Mann. That movie trip that changed everything because it was like, whoa, like there's so much more to like this medium and this art form that you could express, right? And I think like that film, like with the Pacino, De Niro, like the way that the way they could just show, the way you could add layers to a performance with saying the dialogue, but like with subtext, like that to me, it's like, and they're never saying what they're feeling, right? And but you can feel what they're feeling without having them say it, and I like love that, like it's awesome.
Yeah. It's a movie I haven't watched in years. I
Yeah,
should watch that again. It's been a very long time.
it's so good.
Certain
Well,
movies, every once in a while, I'm like, I need to rewatch this.
No,
But
exactly.
yeah,
and then it has to be good because then didn't they reboot it with Jamie Foxx and whatever.
I
Uh-huh.
think they might have.
I think they did whatever a remake or whatever, and that's when a movie's has to
Oh, yeah.
be decently good if they decide, hey,
Well,
let's
not
make a remake.
necessarily, because they're talking about rebooting the Spawn movie. So that
Oh,
movie
are
wasn't
they?
great. Yeah,
Huh.
with Jamie
Well,
Foxx.
to tell you the truth, I think it might. Sometimes it's really good, or it should have been good. Like in
Yeah.
theory, the Spawn movie should have been good. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't anywhere near what people were probably like. Oh man, they're taking this adaptation from a comic book, and let's see what we get.
Yeah.
And then you get John Leguizamo as
Because
a
they
fat
rebooted the
clown
comic
and whatever,
and
and
yeah, they rebooted the comic and there's talk about rebooting like redoing the movie and everything. So it pops up on my newsfeed at work all the time. You can tell I click on certain stories because it's all like horror movie. Like it's like every day I see something about Bruce Campbell in my newsfeed.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah,
I had something today about Bruce Campbell.
yeah. Because it's something about how they might be doing like a spin-off of Ash versus Evil Dead, but he may not be in it because he's
Okay.
got cancer.
Right.
So like he may
well,
not
as
do it.
long as I mean, everybody wanted like a fourth season, so if they could do
Right,
something adjacent to it,
right.
then that
And
might.
I'm not upset if he's not in it. Like the
As
man's
long
done
as he
enough.
gives them a green light,
Yeah, he's
as
done
long as
enough.
he, yeah,
Oh, by the way, I saw Evil Dead Burn.
I
Oh,
enjoyed it.
that was
It was
good. I liked it.
it was my least favorite of the franchise. But that being said, I didn't hate it,
Yeah.
but it was my least favorite of the franchise.
Because I liked Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, yeah, me
I
too.
thought
That
Rise
one,
was better, right?
Oh,
yeah, I
totally,
liked it better.
totally.
Yeah.
But to tell
It
you
was
the truth,
better.
like I said, usually as they,
Like, think
the,
of all of the movies. Like Burn was okay,
yeah,
but compared to all the other movies, it was like I would put it last.
yeah, but it's one of those things where like, especially horror franchises, the further deeper they go, the worse they get. You would
Yeah.
think, you learn
But
from
what in the
whatever.
like there it really didn't feel like an Evil Dead movie.
Hmm. Yeah.
Besides,
The gore.
but well, it's like
I
adjacent
also had to
to.
tell my wife not to see it because of the dog scene.
Oh man, I
Before.
didn't. Yeah, that one I didn't like that scene.
Yeah.
But
Did
it's
you
one of
see
those.
Bruce in the movie though? Because you know how he like his voice was in Evil Dead Rise,
Hmm.
but in Evil Dead
Uh,
Burn, like on the stairwell, his there was like an 8x10 of him, like a photo of him, but it looked like a promo shot.
I got to rewatch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this one, Burn, was more adjacent to Rise, which doesn't. I mean, Rise has ties to,
Yeah.
the earlier ones, but I think Burn was more off of Rise than, Evil
Yeah.
Dead 1, 2, and Army of Darkness.
Plus, this one was made in France, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, this one was made in France
Yeah, I
by a
didn't look.
French director, and is like like French actors and stuff like that. And it's just like I don't know, the vibe wasn't there for me, but I did like the movie. That being said, I'm talking it down, but I did enjoy it. I don't know. But anyways, on that note, we do have to wrap things up. So it's already in the show notes, but where can people go to follow the movie and follow what you got going on in your career, and where can they check out your stuff?
Yeah, so people could watch. They could keep up with the film on Instagram. There's a Instagram is Dorothy the Haunting of Oz, and then I'm also on Instagram at Elijah Alvarez. Yeah, pretty soon, probably gonna get a official trailer out because we have the teaser out, but I want to get the official trailer out sooner rather than later. And yeah, we're really looking to release it this fall, so it's gonna be fun.
Nice. Tony, what about yourself? Where can people follow you?
You can find me on Tony Has Nine Fingers on YouTube, which I haven't done a video in forever, but I got enough backlog to keep you maybe entertained. You can find me at Tony Has Nine Fingers on X, which I have, but I don't use. Tony Has Nine Fingers on TikTok, which is my fastest growing social media. You'll find me there more often, where I talk movies, show off the collection. Anything movie related, you'll find on there. Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me. And of course, here on the Wicked Horror Show, most Tuesdays, whether we have awesome guests or it's just a little horror movie chit chat, you can find us here live. Watch us. If we're not having technical difficulties, we would have had a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
But watch us live, or we appreciate everybody listening to us as well. But you don't get to watch the trailers and don't get to see our beautiful faces.
Beautiful faces. I'm
Yes.
on the wrong show. I'm sorry.
But anyway, Kevin.
For myself, just a knuckle on Instagram. And like Tony said, thank you for watching / listening. And thank you very much for coming on tonight. It's been a good time, and we're looking forward to checking out your movie when it comes out. And go subscribe to Elijah on his social media. And when his trailer is ready, the full trailer, I'm sure he'll post about it on his Instagram and on the film's Instagram. And you can follow the link there. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.